What's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new Mangoes palette from Made by Mitchell. So I saw this, came to what was it, Instagram, and it was what happened? I saw it came to TikTok, and he had a sale going on it, but I ended up not getting to the TikTok because y'all know it was, of course, it was the daytime thing, and we know I work at night, which is why this video is being filmed at 3:20 in the morning. So I ended up having to catch it when it made it to Beauty Bay, which I was fine with because it was actually cheaper on Beauty Bay than it was on his website, weirdly enough. Plus, I've heard horror stories about buying from his website from Angie or Angelica Niquez here on YouTube. I personally didn't have any issues when I bought from Boxy on his website. I think I only did it once or twice. I didn't have any issues, but I was like, if it's at Beauty Bay, I'd rather just get it at Beauty Bay. Even though their customer service is horrible when it comes to returning stuff. They send me a broken blush twice and can never respond or send me my money back or send me a blush to replace it. So their customer service ain't that damn great either, but you know. Be that as it may, I'm going to show you what the inside of this palette looks like because the packaging is stunning, and look at this color story. I mean, we all know I mainly care about this part and like this little section here. This part in the middle I don't really care about, but you know, I figured I would share the palette with you and see what it looks like. I do have some palettes to compare to it, of course, because I am like the palette duping queen. I think this was only 25 bucks, so it wasn't that much considering it was one of his palettes, because I feel like his palettes can, you know, get pricey depending on what it is. Oh no, y'all, I just dropped new Alice in Wonderland. No, save the queen. I love Alice in Wonderland. Don't break. Okay, she's fine. She's fine. She's fine. I'm sad of heart attack. Sad I was more concerned about the palette dropping in my phone, y'all. My phone's in the case. The palette is in the case too, but you know, I was concerned. Anyway, so I'm gonna start off with, of course, one of my favorite palettes to use right now this year from what is it, Unearthly, just because I love the color story of this palette so much. Because if you all remember, I said it felt like the shadows were quite hard pressed in the pan. So I feel like if you watch that video, then you know what I'm talking about. Even though I still did 3 looks with it regardless. It is the Vitality palette from Unearthly Cosmetics alongside this one. As you can see, the color story isn't exact, but I feel like they have some similarities to them, which is why I felt it would be okay to show them. I feel like this would be a good companion palette for this palette because I'm hoping the mattes are easier to blend out in this one and aren't hard pressed like this one is. And then the shimmers in here are absolutely amazing. That's what makes this palette worth it for me, and I keep reaching for it because the shimmers in here are just everything and vibrant on the lid. They're just stunning. But here how they look side by side. I feel like the Unearthly ones have more cooler turned colors in it than the Made by Mitchell one. Next I have the Mented Cosmetics, what is it called? Amari Posas palette. Now I know these aren't exact, but I had both in my collection, so y'all know me. I've had both in my collection. You're here, we're here, we're all here. We just gonna feel the need to share it. So I feel like, again, this is more of a warmer version of this color story mixed with some cools, and I feel like this is just more warm overall as opposed to cool. So it may not look exact, but again, I feel like it might be close enough. And since this one was on sale, or it's still on sale, I believe for like 28 bucks, you might want to go ahead and get this one instead. There's not anything wrong with the quality. It's just people don't want to pay the high price tag, especially since the shadows look smaller than usual. They might not be smaller than usual, but they look smaller than usual. And that's the thing that's going to throw people off and make them be like, yeah, nah, I'm good. So next I have the new, what is it, Costa Rica palette from Nomad alongside this palette. Again, I feel like this could be a good companion palette for this palette because it has those fun dual pro shimmers in it, and I know the mattes in here are really nice. Not that the mattes in here are bad, but you know what I'm saying. Like most of the time when I reach for a companion palette, I'll usually use the mattes from whatever palette I want to pair it with, and then I just use the shimmers from the one I'm the secondary palette I'm using when I'm testing out a palette. So here's what they look like side by side. And I definitely think this will complement this one very nicely because it has some of those deeper, grungier tones in it for fall. And it still has some of those lighter, fun, pastel-y and mid-tone mattes that I could use. But I told y'all you could pair that palette, the Costa Rica palette, alongside the Paradise Islands palette as well, and that'd be nice. The last one I have is the original Michaela palette. So this is what it looks like alongside the original Michaela palette. If you're a person who likes more neutrals and wants like a pop of color and lift the lower lash line, and you don't necessarily love the pops of color she put in here, because I feel like it's a lot of like deeper colors when it comes to mattes or maybe mid-tone, you might want to pair this one with it. Again, I feel like these are good pairing palettes. I also just wanted to compare them side by side for my own curiosity. So here both of them are. There you go. Okay, girl, so let me zoom you on in real cute and quick like. But let's talk about what's on my eyes now. So if you're curious what's on my eyes now, I have on the, what is this, Unique Beauty, I think it's from their Africa collection. I just took like this glittery, sorry not glitter, this metallic silk blue shade and ran it across like it was a liner because it was that smooth and pigmented and nice. I ran it on my lower lash line too, if you can't tell. And then they had this gorgeous blue flaky shade in the palette that I got, the 6 pan, that I had to pop in my inner corner. And then the gold that's on my lids from that same palette. So I only used one color from the Cool Vibes palette from Violet Voss. That's the gray you see up here. Everything else is from the quad I just named, but I wanted to try the Violet Voss palette as well, so I figured I'd go ahead and use that shade. So that's what's going on with the eyes right now, just in case anyone cared. Unique Beauty has a whole bunch of really nice 6 pan palettes. I'm waiting for them to come out with a new collection. I'm super excited to see what they got going on over there. I think they did some duochromes or something, but let me stop rambling and get to this palette. So I will be right back. Okay, girl. Okay. Okay, so this is the eye I did. Lately, I've been trying to give y'all like a little bit more warm tone looks, so I just literally stuck to the warm tone side and touched this side. But looking at this palette that I look like, it reminds me of those 2 palettes from the brand whose name shall not be mentioned. You know, they got those 2 Nightlife palettes. It's like, this is like their more blue version of it, and then this is their more pinkish version of it or whatever. I was watching some people's videos and they were talking about how they had to replace a shade or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so I just took this, the 2 shimmers, of course, because I only had 2 to choose from, and I just did this whole row in the orange. So I did a majority of the warm tone shades. I'm gonna start off with the shade Are You Sure? Ha ha ha. It's like darker brown. And the weird thing is, I noticed that I feel like a lot of shades and palettes nowadays, they like oxidize. So this one blends in perfectly pretty much my skin tone after I get done blending it out and letting it sit on the eye when I put the other shades on. I don't know what's going on with that, but a lot of shades and palettes are doing it. Like, I just did the Alice in Wonderland palette and I feel like it was giving me similar vibes of like that. So I'm like, I don't know. And I just put the pink on the lower lash line. If you can't tell, I try to do that to save time though. So as you can see, it's already underneath there to save us a few precious minutes, girl. Because y'all know I'll sit up here and talk forever. So I'm going to take the shade Juicy, which is the dark purple now. Here. And go down nicely and smoothly and easily. At first when I saw this palette, I was like, it looks like that he should not be mentioned a brand that had this palette called Thirsty that's like on sale on Beauty List for like $20 or something, but like it's not, because I was on Beauty List looking at the Danessa Myricks palette. That's when I saw they were the same because it happened to be up there. But yeah. So I need to go in with this orange. I started off with the orange original last time, so why I went in with the purple first this time, who knows. So I've been trying to make videos in the middle of the day and you probably have any sleep. This is why you don't try to do that. So just pat on the orange ripen, because this is what I should have put on first. My apologies. Okay, we'll just play it off and pat it in there and act like that didn't happen. You know, that's what we're gonna act like that didn't happen. So let me go ahead and pat. You know, have the same effect. And then I just did 2 different methods to get the same thing done. So I made a new friend and he's a makeup artist, and I'm like super excited because I get to ask him like all questions about makeup, because a lot of people I know aren't really that big into makeup. Like they like other things and we have other things in common, but like I know for sure he's into makeup because he is a makeup artist. So I was like all excited to, you know, like meet him and get to talk to him about makeup and stuff, and I'm just over here like yay. And he worked at Sephora and Max. I'm just like yes, I'm here for all of it. So excited. Anyway, I need to get another battery because this one's trying to die. So as you can see, we got a nice cute little gradient here. We're just gonna put these 2 oranges on the lid and in the corner and call it a day. I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Hey y'all, so I cut the crease off camera to save us some time. So I'm going to use the shade Ready to Go. That's the orange, and we're just gonna start patting that all over the lid. Cause I had that one mainly toward the back and toward the front, is why I started putting the shade that we put in the inner corner. So I put a little bit of that to peak in the very front of the eye right here, and then I did the shade, what is it, on the beach toward the front. So that's what's happening right now. I try to turn my head this way so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm hoping it helps. So now I'm going to take the shade on the beach and put that in the front of the eye. So again, I've told you all this in the past. I'm gonna say it again. Like, I like to put 2 shades on the lid. So if you don't want to buy like expensive dual chrome shades, you make your own dual chrome. Because it's like if you got one shade that's this shade, and then you turn your head and it turns a different shade, it's doing the same thing as dual chrome was doing, and you didn't have to pay the price of a dual chrome. So I messed up on this side a little bit though, because I got a little bit of the orange in the front, so you can still see a little bit of the bright orange, even though it's not what's supposed to be there. But I'm hoping I can just, you know, my pencil brush and try to fix that and put the detail work in there with it, along with when I add it to my inner corner. So let's see. So this is pretty much the finished eye look. I'm gonna go off camera obviously when I do my eyeliner. Let me just fix the back of the eye a little bit there. Just kind of blend it over the shimmer to make it look more cohesive. I'm gonna take my clean brush, dust all around. Here real quick and cute. This other side, so we do all the sides. Yay. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let me back you on up and let me talk about my thoughts on this palette, bro. Okay, so my thoughts on this palette, I'm not that impressed with it, to be honest. I don't know if it's because I used the warm tone side when we know this would have been more my aesthetic inside. But this upside, the colors look fine on, so it's not like it's bad. It's just more of, you know, it's not what I would normally use, but I was trying to do something different for y'all as opposed to my same old blue, green type look that I would do with a palette like this where I get to choose. I don't know. I don't like the fact that there's not that many shimmers. So if you're somebody like Angie or Angelica Niquas here on YouTube who likes a lot of mattes, then I figure you would like this palette because she likes more mattes and shimmers. And there's definitely more mattes and shimmers because, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 shimmers and everything else is matte. So if you like that sort of thing, you might like this palette. I'm not crazy about the formula on this either. It's just okay, but I guess that's why it's $25 instead of the normal price he charges for his palettes, because this was only $25 on Beauty Bay. So that might be why. I'm not sure. I just think it's okay. Like, if you can catch it on box day for 50% off, then go ahead and buy it. But even for the 25 bucks, it's just like, I feel like I have stuff that's better that has similar color stories to this, and I'm just not that wowed and impressed by it. I'm kind of disappointed considering I have all of his palettes, because I have the little Hay Swirl one he has, I have the little mini, one of the first 2 big ones he came out with, and then I have the Do You Want Some More Milk palette. So it's like, just compared to all the formula of those, sorry y'all, it's an eyelash in my eye, which is why I keep doing stuff like this, but it's like, compared to all those, I'm just kind of like, it's okay. It makes me kind of like wonder if I want to buy any more palettes from the brands, because like, this one's just okay. The Do You Want Some More Milk one was just okay. The first 2 seem to be the ones that were the best, so I don't know if he started using different distribution places after that one, and that's why they don't feel the same to me. But I don't know, it's just okay. Like, I'm not gonna say go out of your way to buy it, but if you want to try and you can find a good deal, then get it. But yeah, that's pretty much my thought. Like, I'm not crazy about it. I'm kind of disappointed from what I expected, and it's just but yeah, that's it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.